Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Natalie, and today's case that I'm going to be talking to you about is the Jessie Foster case. Some of you may already heard about this case, or some of you may not have heard about this case, but I am willing to do this case because I think there is not many people on YouTube that have done this case, so I decided to go ahead and do this case. So Jessie, which is her nickname, her real name is Jessica Edith Louise Foster. She had been born on May the 27th in 1984 in Canada. She had gone and got disappeared on April 2006 at age 21 in Las Vegas in Nevada. She has been missing over 16 years. She is a Canadian and she holds a Canadian citizenship also. Her occupation is a possible forced prostitute. The years active were 2005 right up to 2006. Her parents, Dwight Foster and Glendine, is her mum, so Glendine's last name is Grant. Jessie had spent some time living in Calgary in Alberta, and in 2005 Jessie and a friend of hers had visited Florida together, and then they decided to come to a stop and they wanted to go and visit in Las Vegas, and this was on their way back, and this was in May, where Jessie decided to stay for a while, but before disappearing the following year. Jessie became very involved in prostitution. She had become arrested for one solicitation and was the victim of battery on several different occasions. The investigation is said that Jessie was one of 4 sex workers who had disappeared in Las Vegas between the years of 2003 and 2006. The bodies of 3 others had been found, and the Las Vegas Police Department launched an investigation of the person that is in question, and they had been bringing in some forensic scientists to use some luminol to try and see if there's any invisible bloodstains that they could find at any crime scenes, but there was nothing. Benjamin Perrin, which is from Vancouver in British Columbia, had received a George Riger Award for Social Awareness in Literature for a nomination for having written the book Invisible Chains, and also that prominently deals with human trafficking. And they also included the disappearance of Jessie Foster. And from there was some tips to do with her whereabouts. On July the 26th, 2015, the Calgary Sun reported the police are investigating if Neil Falls, a man that had killed on July the 18th, 2015 in Charleston in West Virginia, may be responsible for the 4 Las Vegas killings, including Jessie Foster. The aftermath was her mother, Glendine Grant, born in 1957, founded Mothers Against Trafficking in Humans following in her daughter's disappearance. She had become a hostess. She hosted an internet radio show on Blog Talk Radio through Dream Catchers for the abused children, and has hosted such guests as members of the Parliament, Joy Smith and Bobby Brown also, which had been one of the famous people, which was the dog, the bounty hunter's fame. She lives in Kamloops, the British Columbia in Canada. She had a common law marriage with Dwight Foster, but they later became separated. The last time that Grant had saw her daughter was Christmas in 2005. Grant Foster believes that the daughter became an unwilling victim of human trafficking and that thereby became a sexual slave. Grant therefore created almost a dozen websites advertising the disappearance of her daughter. And there was a lot of efforts to try and find Jessie. She had become in touch with some federal bureaus of investigations, some bounty hunters, some prostitutes, some police officers, psychics, and also some private investigators as well on the 15th anniversary of her daughter's disappearance. Jessie's mother, Glendine Grant, sat down with the fourth radio Real Talk hosts, which is Donna and Lee Roberts and Lowry Ann Smith, to discuss in depth of Jessie's disappearance and why she believes that her daughter was sold into the human trafficking business. Grant had told and revealed some real talk to some hosts that was involved in some other investigations. She had also said that some of the investigations and some of the police work, she thought that it could have been handled differently. And with that, she feels like the lead detective in Jessie's case, there may have been a good proper measurement that could have been taken, and this could have been to do with the Northern Las Vegas Police Department as well, following Jessie's disappearance. They may have had a different outcome, and her daughter may have been home by now. So this is what I could find so far on the Jessie Foster case. So I decided to do a tarot card reading. This is allegedly, this is not 100%, this is just what is coming out in the cards. So there is some questions that I asked the cards involving, number 1, what happened to Jessie Foster? 2, who was involved in the disappearance of Jessie Foster? 3, where is Jessie Foster? And 4, what is the final outcome to be for Jessie Foster's case? So number 1, what happened to Jessie Foster? I will be putting up these cards up on the screen, as I haven't got the cards on me at the moment. So the first card that we have then was the Strength card. So there was a confrontation and having some determination and willpower. Someone had underestimated someone else. Reverse Star. There was a loss of faith, and there was a struggle, and there was also some overwhelmness. Reverse Two of Wands. There was a focus on personal goals and considering what was truly important. There was some reluctancy to step out into some unknown territories. Reverse Three of Swords. There was a very powerful words that was spoken. There was a heated argument, and there was a lot of hurtful words being held there as well. There was also some peace that was wanting to be made at the time. Reverse Ace of Swords. There was a breakthrough and wanting to explore something, but was very unsure of what the type of outcome will come out. There is some truth that was trying to be sought here as well. Reverse King of Cups. There was a male who was involved that had triggered emotions and was very unpredictable and was blackmailing and manipulating Jessie. Reverse World. There was a personal issue that needed closure. It could be to do with a past relationship. Hierophant. There was some spiritual or religious involvement or joining something new. Wheel of Fortune. Things turned in someone's favor. There was some happiness, abundance, and also some prosperity. Queen of Pentacles. Jessie was a working person that was a very nurturing person, and she tends to help support people. There was some security, stability, and also some generosity there as well. Who was involved in the disappearance of Jessie Foster? Who made her disappear? Chariot. There was a travel and a journey involving a vehicle. Someone tried to distract her. Eight of Pentacles. Someone she had worked with, possibly who paid her, that was very hardworking. Nine of Wands. There was having to stand very strong but tried to be very resilient to do whatever it takes. There was a struggle and a challenge. Someone made things very difficult due to possible jealousy. Eight of Cups. There was many problems and walking away, being very disappointed and turning their back on someone or turning on their back on something. Knight of Cups. There was a male who was very romantic and charming and took actions on his own feelings. Ace of Wands. There was some potential and also motivation and a new beginning, bringing in an opportunity. Five of Wands. There was conflict and arguments with people and agreeing to disagreeing. Reverse Devil. There was unhealthy attachments and things had been holding one back. Something dark was kept as a secret. There was some addiction or a habit that had been kept from people. Reverse Ten of Pentacles. Someone, maybe Jessie, wanted more and more money and wealth. There was some setbacks and some challenges. Someone's job or business may also have been at risk. Reverse Ten of Swords. There was an ending in which someone was not ready for it and they was not looking up to it. There was a very painful ending. Eight of Wands. There was a struggle that was resolved and gave a sense of freedom, but also being afraid of what the unknown was to come. Knight of Wands. There was a sudden spark of a new idea and motivation. There was some inspired action to try and bring their visions into reality. There was a thrill and also excitement. This was to do with a young male who may have been really attractive and very confident. Tower. There was a sudden unexpected happening involving a catastrophe. Reverse Six of Pentacles. Someone had been taken advantage, and I'm seeing and sensing that this was Jessie. She had got taken advantage of in this situation. And this was due to not giving the favour back, not returning something back. So that is what the outcome had led to. Four of Wands. There was a celebration or a birthday or a return or a settling down. Ace of Pentacles. There was a new beginning and starting something new. Reverse Page of Pentacles. There was to explore a new project or a business job, but was not ready for it yet. Justice. There was some involvement of the police or a situation, and an action was to be judged and to be very accountable for the action that's involving in a certain situation. Reversed Magician. There was a struggle to see any progress, and there was greed, manipulation, or some form of trickery that was at play, and things was very off about another person. Queen of Wands. There's a female, maybe Jessie, that is very courageous, very determined, full of ideas that had to share. And she was very, very friendly also as well. Where is Jessie Foster? We have the Page of Wands. So there was a travelling overland and was very ready to give anything a go and try to embrace her new opportunity and was very excited about the new possibilities that was to come. She had a very curious mind and was very intrigued to see where things would go. Reverse Three of Swords. There was the need to feel loved and deserve to be loved and gone through a very rough patch. Nine of Cups. There was some happiness and contentment, and there is some temporary indulgence and lovemaking without any guilt. Reverse Four of Cups. There is a situation involving withdrawal and shutting out some loved ones. Reverse Two of Pentacles. There's struggles to try and maintain on top of their bills, and a lot of stress have been getting right to her and leaving her family feeling alone and isolating, and having someone to say, like, this is enough, enough is enough, this needs to be stopped. Six of Pentacles, there is to be start sharing some wealth and giving out some generosity. There is also lending a loan or giving someone a loan to get back on their feet and to be very thankful for it. Four of Pentacles, there's being very tight-fisted with money and being afraid to spend it. There's some saving up. Also, there is a struggle with finances. If she is in a relationship, there is to be a very controlling, possessive and overprotective person that she is with. What is the final outcome to be for Jessie Foster's case? We have the Seven of Pentacles. So there is to be hard work put into the case, but it can cause a lot of frustrations. There is to be some slow results, but they are to be very patient with the progress involved in this case. Knight of Swords. There's a young male who is to be on a mission and no one or nothing is going to stop them. They are very highly driven and ambitious. They are going to be diving into it. Reverse Queen of Cups. There's a female who is to focus on emotional well-being and need to try and take care of herself. There is to be emotionally drained and to put some boundaries in place. There is some codependency issues involved. She is to let her heart rule her head and she is to be very overwhelmed. There is a lot of emotions that is being bottled up. Reverse Hangman. There is to be a reveal of being stuck or restrained because of others. King of Wands. There is a male who's very fiery, charismatic and also focused. Determined. There is to be a lot of impulsiveness with this person as well. Reverse Queen of Pentacles. There's a female who is to try and focus and trying to nurture others. Seven of Cups. There is to be opportunities coming in. There may be some overwhelmness by these choices. Queen of Wands. There's a female to be very courageous and determined and to be full of ideas that she can put her mind to and do anything. Moon. There is to be some fears that could be linked to past experiences and some painful memories. Okay, I have also done some other cards and these are the tea leaf reading cards. So I had asked a question and it is saying, what is very specific in the area where Jessie Foster is located? And we had the card, which was the first one. So we had the animal symbols card. So I asked which one of these was yes and which one was no. So I used the yes and no cards, which are these cards. So I used these and I used a dowsing rod. So when I used the dowsing rod, we had no for the dolphin, no for the fox. We had yes for the horse, so there is a horse or a horse symbol where she is, or a nim with the horse on it that is in the area where she is. And we also had no to monkey as well. So the next one we had then was the arch. The arch came out as yes. So we had no for the apple. And we add, with the archway, it is either an arch or a tunnel. So I asked, is it an archway or a tunnel? And it said yes for the arch and the tunnel. We then also had then arrow, which is this one, an arrow. So there is an arrow that's pointing. So it may be a direction or something with the arrow that is there. So there is a horse, an archway or a tunnel, and an arrow so far. And also we had yes for the airplane as well. So there may be an airplane that's not too far from where she is. There may be an airport. There may be something with airplane linked in that area where she is. And we also add the letter A for the location where she is. So the letter A is in the location name. We then had acorn that come out, so maybe she is where a acorn tree is, where there's loads of acorns, or there is a place called Acorn, something very, very specific that got acorn in it. We then also add the anchor, so there may be a place or a symbol or something of relevance that has an anchor. And then we add no for angel and no for ants. We then add yes then for a steeple, so there is a place that has a steeple there. So we add yes for the steeple. We also had no for sunrise. We had no for swallow bird. We had no for a swan and no for a sword. We then add the card then, which says lines, and this is linked to a journey. So this is like a road lane. So there is a lane where she is, there is lanes. So there's a horse, archway or tunnel, an arrow, airplane, the letter A in the location name or a street that is not too far from where she is. We have the acorn, we add the anchor, we then add the steeple, a place that has a steeple, and then we add the lanes. So this is like lanes, road lanes. Okay, the next one we had then is a cow. So where she is, there is a cow symbol or an actual cow on a farm that have come out. We had no for the crab, we had no for the crown, and no for the crown and the cross. But we had the letter C that is in the location name also. We then had the man. So whoever she's with, it is a male that she is with or knows where she is. There is a man. We had no for the mask, no for the mountain, no for the mouse, and no for the mushroom. We then had no for the saw, no for the scales, no for the scissors. We had yes for the serpent and the snake. So there's somewhere that has snakes and serpents, or there is a sign with that on there. We had no for the shark and no for the sheep. We then had this card come out, which is to do with a building. So there's a building component. So where she is, there is a building component. We then had another card that came out with the letter P. So there's a letter P in a location name where she is located. We then had the card of the wedge, which is on and about some interfering person. So there is an interfering person that is involved here. So this could be the male which is interfering in her life that is around her, that's affecting certain situations that wherever she is. And we had the letter H come out as well. We then also had the body of water that come out for it, which is a yes to the body of water. So she is near a body of water. We then had no for web, but a yes for a wheel. So there may be a place that has a wheel, or there's a wheel symbol that she is located near. We also had no for the whale and no for the letter W. We then had no for the heart symbol. We had no for the horseshoe, no for the hourglass, but we had yes to a house. So there is a house where she is. And obviously letter H come out. And then we had yes for the palm tree. So there is a palm tree where she is, or there is something that's called a palm tree. We had no for parrot, no for pear, and no for pen. And that is all I have for them cards. So this is the cards and everything, the information that is on this case that I could get. And if you enjoy my videos, please like,